Hi everyone. Obviously, I'm not Mike or Kim. Some of you probably recognize me. For the newer people, I'm Mike and Kim's daughter. So I wish this video were being made under better circumstances. The reason why it's me on here and not mom and dad is because, to be honest, they just can't be the ones in front of the camera right now. To use my dad's analogy of the wedge of geese, they have been taking point for so long and they're exhausted. So we talked to the family and we're going to be switching out and I'm going to be taking point for them so they can go in the back and start resting. So why am I here? The XJW community has had a devastating blow by one of its prominent YouTubers that some in the community hold in high regards. Now, before I get into that, I talk to my parents every morning on my way to work, and they are beyond upset. They're disgusted by the people who are trying to justify that it's okay to engage in illegal activity that exploits women and girls. So I know I'm biased because they're my parents, but my parents truly are caring, amazing people. There aren't many people in the world like them anymore. My parents will push through their feelings, their emotions. They'll set them aside to put on a strong, brave face for others in order to help them and to help them when they need it. So when they did that very short intro video to the video they did 8 years ago, well, that we did as a family, I saw their strong, brave face that they put on for people for the camera. But since I know them so well, I could see the pain in their face and I could hear the pain in their voice as they did that video, that short intro video. And, you know, my parents do this because they generally are just good people. You know, they want to help others and they want to be that support to people, to be that light in the darkness when people are in their darkest hour. You know, especially with those who are coming out of Watchtower and you leave and you are at one of the lowest points of your life when that happens. So they want to be that light, that hope to people that, hey, you know, once you leave, you know, once you get through it, you can have a better life if you choose to. Mom, Dad, I am so proud of you. You have helped James and I so much over the years, and I have seen you both tirelessly work behind the scenes to help so many people in this community through their darkest times. You know, and I know you too well that I know even though you say you're done, you're not done. As long as you both are physically able to continue to help people, you will be there helping these people through their darkest hour. And, you know, I know you've worked so much behind the scenes and you just continuously help people. And sadly, you've had to suffer so much abuse and downright ugly hate from the predators of this community. So I wanted to do something for them and I wanted to do something for the community, even if it's just doing this short video. I know it's not much, but this is about all I can do right now is to be their voice. So mom, dad, let me take point on this. I'll be the one to take the hate and the abuse, that ugly hate and abuse from the predators. Let me take that so you can rest and recover. So I do want to mention that mom and dad are doing okay, but like I said, they're beyond upset. Um, but they're doing what they can do behind the scenes, and they're putting on that strong, brave face to help those who are going to them being truly upset. They've received a lot of emails on messages of support and love, and they need to hear that right now because they're feeling pretty defeated. Um, and they have also gotten a lot of emails and messages from people apologizing for their ugly, nasty behavior. And that's good. I'm glad people are recognizing how abusive and hateful that they've been to my parents and now owning up to that and apologizing for that. So that's good. Um, but also sadly, and it blows my mind, there are also some people who are emailing my parents demanding they do something about this, demanding that they do a statement on this Tygate exploitation of women situation that an ex-member did. Um, you know what? Stop. My parents, for years, for years, have been sounding the warning, sounding the alarm that there is a predator amongst them, a pack of predators, I might add, for at least 8 years that I know of, and I'm just going off of the time frame for that video that we did as a family. They've been warning the community for years, and they can't force people to pay attention to that warning. They can't force people to see it. So we actually had this conversation as a family. And I straight up told them, I said, no, for 8 years or more, you have been that voice calling out this warning. And some people listened, some people didn't. And now for you to demand that they sound out another warning, it's kind of a little too late. They're tired, and especially after years and years and years and years and years of the amount of hate and abuse that they've had to suffer through, they need a rest. Please let them rest. They need to go through this emotional process as much as everybody else. So again, those of you who are sending love and support, please, please, they need to hear that right now. They've sounded that warning, and I told them right now the best thing they can do is just stay quiet, because they've been saying their piece for years. And there's nothing else for them to say. They've already said it. It's not their problem that people didn't listen. If people listened, great. If people didn't, there's no other warnings that they can give you right now. So if you haven't watched it already, please go watch the video that we as a family did 8 years ago, because what we talked about is basically a mirror of what's going on now. Although granted, now it's much worse because we have confirmation of what happened. But the same thing that they said 8 years ago is the same thing they're saying now when we've talked as a family. So if you want their statement, if you are demanding their response, go watch that video. That's their statement. That's their response. So here I am, older, hopefully a little wiser, and as much as I hate to admit it, I am so much like my parents. I'm not as vocal as they are, but I'm very much like them in that I pay attention to what people say and do. I watch for patterns. And also, like my parents, I love nature. And you can always learn something, some lesson from our natural world. Because we are very much a part of that natural world. And as much as we like to kid ourselves or hold ourselves to the top of the food chain and boast about how advanced we are, we're still just animals in that environment. We're advanced animals, but we're still animals. So let's talk about predators. And specifically, I'm thinking of wolves. I love wolves. They're beautiful creatures. I'm also a dog person, so that's probably why I like wolves. I gravitate to. They're gorgeous. They're loyal to their pack. They very rarely do you see the lone wolf. It's difficult for that lone wolf to survive on their own. They very much depend on the pack. And as beautiful as wolves are, they are also very dangerous. They are a very strong predator and even stronger when they hunt in a pack. I wanted to read you what this site, Sciencing, says about wolves. Wolves sometimes hunt for smaller prey in peak prey season on their own, but they'll come together for protection and increased hunting success for large and/or dangerous prey. Pack members always benefit from the pack and will often form intensely loyal social bonds with each other. Remember that. The pack shares an intense, loyal social bond. So wolves very much are capable of hunting small prey on their own. But when it comes to bigger prey, they need to hunt with the pack to take it down. In this community, there has been a predator. I've watched over the years as this predator has hunted solo and gobbled up people who are already in a weakened state by watchtower, which is something that predators do. Predators often go after the ones they perceive as weak because they're an easy target. And the same thing is true when you're talking about human predators. They often will go gobble up the people who are perceived as the weak ones. And it's not your fault. It's not anybody's fault. It's just that's what happens when you leave the cult. You're in a weakened state, and there's nothing wrong with that. We've all had to go through that. So anyway, I have watched this predator, him being the alpha male, command his pack to take down larger prey. So imagine this. A lone wolf can't kill a strong lone buffalo. Actually, you know what? Let's talk about the buffalo for a second. So while other animals tend to run and hide when a storm's coming, the buffalo are amazing creatures because they actually turn into the storm and take that storm head on. And buffalo, if there is another buffalo, in their herd who is weak or injured, the buffalo will surround and protect that injured member of their herd from the predators. So anyway, I just wanted to add that. So back to the wolves. A pack of wolves can bring down a single buffalo. And I will admit that alpha male and his pack of predators took me down. And that's why I left the community. Because I was that lone buffalo who didn't have a herd to protect. And they gobbled me up. And that's why I left. They made a mistake though. They just injured me. They didn't kill me. And here I am, back, stronger than what I was before. So, I want to say to the community, please pay attention to who are in his pack. The pack always follows the alpha. So, the members of his pack, write down their names and remember those names because the pack is loyal to the pack. I would like to suggest that anybody who is associated with him or is working with him or you have any projects going on with him right now or in the future, please take my advice and get as far away from that predator as you can, because this isn't going to end well for you. Because again, people are going to start identifying and taking names of the people who are in his pack. And also, like, my gut, my women's intuition, which is right about 99% of the time, is saying that this isn't going to end well for him either. As strong and cunning as wolves can be, a pack can't stand against human hunters. I don't like human hunters. Warriors. A pack of wolves cannot stand against warriors. Now, sure, in the process, some of the warriors might get injured. They might get a slash or a bite. They get injured. It happens. And that's okay. That's okay. So in the meantime, while those people are healing and resting, let some of the other warriors take their position. Let them fight for you. And then when you're healed and you're ready to get back into the fight, go fight against this pack of predators. We know who in our herd of buffalo are hurting right now, who are injured. Let's surround them as strong buffalo and protect the herd. We're warriors. We are such strong warriors. We survived a cult and came out of that cult. We are survivors. So we have some of our warriors who are injured by these predators. Let's surround them. Let's protect them and continue fighting against this predator and the pack of predators. Now, I really wish it were that simple. The alpha male predator and his little pack of predators aren't going to just go away. If that was the case, it would have gone away a long time ago. So they're not going to go away. And I wish it was just that easy to wish them away. I mean, he's not going to come up and say, hey, my bad. Yes, I cheated on my wife. I feel guilty for committing illegal acts and engaging in the exploitation of women for my own twisted sexual fetishes. He's not going to do that because people like that feel no remorse. So many people are hurting right now, and I'm just basing this on my own feelings, the feelings I see my parents going through, their emotions, my emotions, and I'm sure what I'm about to say is going to echo with a lot of people. You're feeling hurt, anger, frustration, pissed off, you feel used, abused, betrayed, betrayal. This is a huge betrayal. And I say even worse than Watchtower because this predator should know better. He knows what people come from. He shows no remorse. And to hear from his own mouth confirming the fact that he engages in the exploitation of sex workers to satisfy his own fetishes. Now, understand these women and girls are sex slaves. They have been trafficked. This isn't a pretty woman Cinderella story that some rich billionaire finds a prostitute on the street and then lifts her up to a life of riches. This isn't Pretty Woman. These women and girls are exploited in the most inhumane way possible. They're not even considered human to these people who traffic them and force them into this trade. And this great advocate, this person who is giving a voice to the silent minority, who's supposed to be advocating against the abuse and sexual exploitation that happens in Watchtower, to find out he engages in this illegal exploitation of women. And despite what him and his pack say, and despite their justification of it, prostitution is illegal. Human trafficking is illegal. Exploiting women and girls is illegal. And normal people, this is morally wrong to us. So, for the community to see this level of betrayal, it's even worse than Watchtower. Because like I said, he should know better. So what can you do? First thing, you need to process your feelings and your emotions. This is a lot to take in. It is a lot to process because this is a huge blow to everybody. You have the right to feel these feelings and to be angry and upset, but please don't use this to blame yourself. Nobody in this community should be blaming themselves. Blame the person where the blame lies, and that's the alpha predator. You, the one who verbally admitted to the exploitation of women. Blame him. This is his fault, not yours. So, again, what can you do? Well, stop watching his videos. Unsubscribe from him and stop watching his videos so he doesn't get that ad revenue. That's one way you can do something. Ignore him. Don't stay silent, but ignore him. Because narcissists like that, they hate to be ignored. They love the attention, whether it's positive or negative. They love it. So the best thing you can do, ignore him. Don't engage with him, but don't stay silent on what he has done. If you donate money to him or are a Patreon of his, stop. Stop giving him money. Stop being a Patreon. Stop giving him his money. Instead, take your money and give it to a charity or a group that are working on ending human trafficking and the exploitation of women and children. Donate your money to something that's actually useful. I don't remember when it was that I said this when I was doing videos back in the day, but I made the comment along the lines of, you can't wake up JWs, you can't force them to wake up, and you can't really bring down Watchtower. They're too powerful. But what I had said was, cut off their food source, meaning cut off the world so they can't bring in new members. And eventually it will die out. And we see that happening now. They're bleeding members because we're educating the world about what they do. And the more people who are aware of that won't be suckered into joining the cult. So cut off their food source. So that same example can be applied here. I don't want to say it, but he's too powerful to take down overnight. So what you need to do is you need to cut off his food source. That's us. So warn the new ones coming out. Warn them of this predator. Show them the videos of him admitting with his own mouth the illegal activities that he has engaged in. Warn them. Reach out to the old members of the community and warn them. Don't stop talking about it. He admitted with his own mouth, and yes, he took the video down, but it's still out there. I know there's channels that are mirroring it right now. Don't stop talking about this. Warn others. Cut off his food source. Because when the money dries up, what's going to happen to him? He's going to go get an honest job, or he's going to move on to swindle some other people out of their money. Because that's what these swindlers and predators do. So dry up his food source and he'll go away eventually. That's all you gotta do. So, also, distance yourself from him. Because honestly, you're gonna get labeled as being a part of his pack. And, you know, how can you support somebody who engages in the activity that exploits women? It's illegal. It's morally wrong. You don't want to be associated with that. Trust me. So over the years, like I said, I have learned to trust my intuition. It's pretty accurate most of the time, like 99% of the time. And what my intuition is telling me right now is it's not just prostitutes. There's something else going on or has gone on, and that it's going to come out. Because the truth has a wonderful way of making itself known at the exact time that it needs to be told. I saw it with Watchtower. I see it with people. So I have this gut feeling that something worse is coming. And so in the meantime, please prepare yourselves. Prepare yourselves mentally. Because we don't know what's coming out. I mean, if he admits to engaging in the illegal activity of sexual exploitation, what else is he capable of? And I have this sinking feeling in my gut that it's gonna get worse. So in the meantime, try your best to prepare yourself, heal from this most recent blow, come back stronger, and be ready to take up the fight when the time comes. But again, don't stay silent. Don't be bullied by his pack into staying quiet. Remember, you are a warrior. You are a survivor. You survived a cult. That makes you a badass warrior in my book, okay? So, please, in the community, set your differences aside, set your disagreements aside, just for now, come together to protect the group from that pack of wolves. Protect the group from the predators. Because what I see happening right now is those members of his pack are making themselves known. Take down their names, remember their names. And I'm going to close this video by passing on to you what my husband, James, said. So, James said, "Let's face it, humans are the most dangerous predator on this planet, and the pack can't survive against us if we hunt together."